Hello there, wig lover. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a review of a relatively new Jon Renau wig called Elle, and the color on Elle is FS613 24B, also known as honey syrup. So, before I get into the cut, I'm going to talk about the color really briefly. And as I may have mentioned in other videos, I do try to review wigs now on sunny days, so that way this side of the review will be artificial lighting, and this side of the review will be in a natural lighting scheme with the sunlight coming in through the window. So, I'm going to zoom right in on this color so you can see it. Okay, so Jon Renau has basically, they have several different lighting highlighting schemes, but in general they have three biggies. They've got regular highlights, they have Renau highlights, which are analogous to Raquel Welch S Plus shades, because instead of just having highlighting in the front, they have highlighting that goes all the way around. And then they've got these syrup shades. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. In the syrup shades, not only does the highlighting go all throughout the wig, but the highlights are very baby fine. And it's just really cool looking. It's very, very expensive looking. Looks like you've had a lot of individual little foils put in, which is always really cool looking. So I love these syrup shades. This is actually a customer wig that she's allowing me to review, and I suggested this color because it's very, very beautiful and has lots of really gorgeous highlighting throughout. And so, as you can see, the 24 is the slightly darker of the two shades, though they're both very light. The 24 is a medium golden blonde. I would argue in this particular shade that this 24 actually has a little bit of an 88 blended in with it, and 88 is a much more golden light blonde. And as you can see on this side, you know, regardless of how you style it in the natural lighting, it's so light that it basically just looks really natural, light golden blonde. But in the artificial lighting, you can actually see that this is quite gold, and that the 24 in this particular color situation is much more gold than the color next to it, which is this really light 613. A 613 is French vanilla blonde, or like a baby blonde, towhead blonde. It's very light, and it is almost like a platinum, except that it's substantially more gold. Platinums tend to have a little bit of violet or ash in them, whereas this is obviously golden. So, alright. That is now out of the way, so let's talk about Elle. One thing that you might not get from the manufacturer photos of this particular style is that this is quite a gradient bob. It's not uniform length all the way around. And I know from looking at the pictures that it does kind of look like it's the same length all the way around, but it's not. And I'll show you that right now. So here is the side. Now this wig has a lace front and a monofilament top, so you can part this any direction you want, but I have this parted to this side. So as you can see, it does want to go and kind of flip in and flip up, but with a little bit of a brushing with a wig-friendly brush, you can manipulate it to flare out if you like that better. Here is the back. Just make sure that if you are using a brush that is a wig-friendly brush, either one that's got loop ends or one that's got a special coating on the tips of the bristles. You don't want to use regular old brushes on your wigs, because that will just kill them really quickly. So, as you can see, the nape on this in the back is substantially shorter than the length here in the front. It's about 6.5 inches back here, so it will fall a little bit below the shoulder, whereas this is, on me at least, and again I must reiterate I have no neck, but on me it does, the front definitely falls below the shoulders, mid-clavicle I'd say. So definitely longer in the front. There is no bang on Elle, but you could very easily have a stylist cut one into it if you wanted to. And the front is 13.5 inches. The sides are 10, so it does get gradually shorter as it goes along, and comes in a wide variety of colors, including some really nice grays, and it also comes in these luscious syrup shades. So I'm going to go ahead and take this wig off so you can see what the cap construction looks like. And then I'll zoom in on the lace front and all that jazz right before the end of the video. So here, up close and personal, is another look at that color. Very pretty blonde. This does have a 100% hand-tied lace front and monofilament top. Now, monofilament is made with a Swiss lace that can be stiff and kind of scratchy. So if you find yourself kind of uncomfortable, if you're new, especially to lace fronts, because that's usually people don't mind unless they have a lot of profound hair loss right here. Usually people don't mind that lace being on the mono top. But people who are not accustomed to wearing lace fronts, that might take a little getting used to, because that Swiss lace, like I said, is very stiff and it can kind of scratch. And it won't actually hurt you. It won't cause like abrasions or anything like that, but it definitely feels foreign. Kind of like when you put contact lenses in for the first time. It's like, oh, what am I doing to my eyeballs? Same thing for your forehead here. But you will get used to it the longer you wear these. But in the meantime, while you're still trying to get used to it, my trick, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is Scalpicin. Get yourself some Scalpicin, and anytime you feel the urge to scratch, bing, just dab it. And just a little dab will do you. But put some of that on there, and it should help take that away. And if it doesn't, then I also mentioned that, you might not be able to get away with it with a wig this light. But in some wigs, if the hair is dark enough, you can actually use Orajel. Orajel has a little bit of a tint to it though, so you want to make sure that you're not just globbing it on. You have to put like a super, super thin smear of it on, but only do that if absolutely necessary, because like I said, it does have a tint to it, and it also will make your forehead numb. So the back is open and stretchy, and we have some felt here at the nape with adjustable tabs. Velcro, very nice. We've got felt on the ear tabs, and we do have felt all the way around this mono top, this little strip here. So that's very cool. So very, very pretty wig, very good cap construction. And I will get really in on this mono top here. Now the color is so light that it's really, really, really hard to tell. So let me try putting this brush under the part so maybe it'll give it a little bit of contrast. It's a good mono part there. It's a mono top, but I parted it there. But I mean, the mono filament itself is very nicely done. And one thing I will say that I like about these Jon Renau lace fronts is that they're not super thick. Some brands have very, very, very thick lace fronts, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, some people prefer that. Some people prefer really dense lace fronts, almost as if it's just a continuation of the monofilament. I'm not one of those people. I do like my lace fronts to be a little thinner than the monofilament. So the back is open and stretchy, and we have some felt here at the nape with adjustable tabs. Velcro, very nice. We've got felt on the ear tabs, and we do have felt all the way around this mono top, this little strip here. So that's very cool. So very, very pretty wig, very good cap construction. And I will get really in on this mono top here. Now the color is so light that it's really, really, really hard to tell. So let me try putting this brush under the part so maybe it'll give it a little bit of contrast. It's a good mono part there. It's a mono top, but I parted it there. But I mean, the mono filament itself is very nicely done. And one thing I will say that I like about these Jon Renau lace fronts is that they're not super thick. Some brands have very, very, very thick lace fronts. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, some people prefer that. Some people prefer really dense lace fronts, almost as if it's just a continuation of the monofilament. I'm not one of those people. I do like my lace fronts to be a little thinner than the monofilament. So I really, really like these. And when I put it on, I'll show you what I mean. Now I do want to point out also that my bio hair is substantially darker than this color. So you'll be able to see what kind of coverage I get immediately when I reapply this wig. Make sure those ear tabs line up. Coverage is pretty decent. Only a little bit of my bio hair is popping out on the sides. So remember what I recommend. Stick with something that's close to your natural color, or at least something that's rooted, so that way if that pops out on the sides there, it's not going to be jarringly inconsistent with the color of the wig. Now as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just taking this wig friendly brush that does have the special tips. This is a travel size brush, and I'm basically just touching the tips. As you can see, I'm not yanking the hair. I'm just barely grazing the hair to help smooth it out a little bit. So, but as you can see on this lace front, and I'm gonna zoom in, sorry, I went on a tangent there. And my cat cut me there, but you know, cats do that when they're hungry, I guess. So here is the front. And as you can see, that's pretty nice. They have been steamed vertically a little bit, so that way the hair doesn't flop in the face. And that's quite nice too. So if you see a little bit of lift there, I've done no styling to it. It came out of the box with that vertical sort of lace front there. Very, very pretty color. Beautiful monotop. Just a really, really pretty wig all the way around. So there you have it. This one has been Elle by Jon Renau in the beautiful syrup shade called Honey Syrup, which is also known as FS613/24B. And so if you have any questions at all, put them in the comment section of this particular review, or you can email me at heather@CysterWigs.com, and that's sister with a C-Y-S-T-E-R, not a S-I-S-T-E-R, because as I've mentioned before, and I'll probably mention 1,000 times again, we're here to cater specifically to women who have polycystic ovarian syndrome and related hair loss issues. So that C is intentional. But we do help other people with all kinds of wig needs, whether you need a wig for prom or you need a wig because you've got alopecia, we're here for you. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.